The person that's not in the picture is Todd, and the people without a person without a bra on is Scott, the bearded picker. Hope
Are
everybody's
you
having a
saying
good
I
morning
have
this
a
morning.
bra?
Yeah, I'm assuming that Todd's wearing his bra this morning. How are you fellas this morning?
Hey, Todd, if not, I can send you one, Todd.
Uh,
Hey, that was your fault, Tom. I had to open up YouTube and pop out the chat because you won't use StreamYard. You have to use earmuff, whatever the hell this is.
damn Tom.
Got to be different. Um, so what's going on? Did y'all make a lot of money last night?
Uh,
Yeah, I went on stage last night wearing all my nice clothes and stuff.
You doing drag down at the show now?
drag.
I ain't even look. I'm trying to see, did I even sell anything on Poshmark yesterday? I listed yo, big girls, pick up your nice wares on Poshmark now. I have a lot of people following me. Holy, so I started listing and people started following me, and yeah, I think I've got 200 or 300 people following me now.
That's
Well,
good.
unless they change things, they're expecting you to share out their listings,
Okay,
which they're supposed to share out yours too, if I'm correct.
I don't have
If
any idea.
if that's the way it's still done.
So
Sharing is caring.
I got all the maiden form up, and then I got the little girl racer bras up. And
You didn't put your skimpy panties on?
should I confess now or later?
Good morning, Lag. Good morning, Bumcrack. Good morning, Mr. Sadie.
Well, if it's
On,
juicy, you might want to save it until we get a couple more folks in. But
on Poshmark, I am a white girl.
you found you a picture to put in?
No, I just stole Joni's account. Joni had a Poshmark account, so
Oh, you put Joni's picture in?
she put her own picture, and I just took over her account.
Oh, I'm thinking maybe you should put, instead of your picture, Joni's picture, maybe Martha Stewart.
Yeah, she so in one of the listings or somewhere on her page, she had put there's a thing you can put meet the postures or something, and she had a picture of us. So it's technically not lying because
Are you
her page.
playing the Are you playing the music?
No,
No, neither
What
one
the
of us
hell?
are.
I don't even hear music. Roberta's
Oh,
fucking
okay.
with me.
I hit a button and I shouldn't have hit that button.
Why's
I'm
it got to
like,
be us? You immediately assume it's one of us.
I
I'm like,
know.
what the hell? Well, Scott, you're
That's
kind of dodgy at times.
You look like you're about to land traffic at Charlotte International, and you're talking, and you're act like you're confused.
No. Good morning. This is Tom at Time Life Books. How can I help you this morning?
Time Life Books. Get How the
All right,
West is One series on.
That's right. On eBay.
We'll send you one book a month for the rest of your life.
That's right.
yeah, there. It is easier to list on Poshmark, so I was able very easy to. You know how it's a little complicated to make a multi-size listing on eBay. They've made it complicated. It is extremely easy on Poshmark. I figured it out without even trying, and yeah, I've been accused of being brain damaged, and I can figure it out.
He's lying. Joni came and showed him how to do it.
Johnny ain't never sold shit.
Why did she have a Poshmark account?
Buying clothes.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. You can do that too.
So these little guys here, these cozy bras.
Uh huh.
Um, so I have small, medium, large, and extra large, and I'm like, I don't want to do 4 separate listings. And it's when you're making a listing, you pick the size. then it says add another size. So I added 3 more sizes, and it shows the listing. Small, medium, and large are available. And it was really easy. Once I fixed my camera, so they use the square just like eBay does. But I didn't have a setting in the iPhone that told it to save the settings. And so every time I'd open the camera back up, it'd be 4:3, and it took me about 5 times before I realized how dumb I was of retaking pictures that I needed to at least check it and change that setting. But once I did, you just take 2 or 3 pictures, and it was fairly straightforward. I didn't have any issues. I've got what? Listen, how many items do I have up? I have 12. I have 12 listings up, and those 12 listings, one of them has 4 different sizes, so it's really six. It's really 15 listings.
Did you sell anything?
Not yet. Damn it! I don't think I sold anything. How do I know? I ain't figured out that part yet. My offers. Let's see if I had any offers. For purchase, for sale, my pot stats. Um, direct shares, zeros. That's not it. My sales report. They send you that. Listing sold under the Closet Insights, 0. Damn it. Don't worry, I'm switching gears. If they don't, I'm doing underwear today.
So what you list yesterday? Just bras?
Now I listed that shapewear.
Oh, okay.
So I also have. I don't parade these around. These are not as much fun. I think I have 4 styles of these,
Uh-huh.
and I have sizes 5 through 9s, which is what's that, small through double X, and they are Hanes Ultimate Luxurious Comfort Microfiber 4 packs.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got 20 cases of these, and then I'm not listing. I gotta get these. I gotta go to the building and get a couple of these so I can take pictures. But this is the pair that got cut yesterday, so they're not really for sale. But unless somebody wants, one of you weirdos wants to buy these, I'll put them for sale.
Send them to 24K.
Are those the ones with the dong pocket?
Yeah,
Okay.
they should, instead of saying Champion Laser Cut, they should have said all purpose for my dingaling.
He already did that 24K. You missed it.
Yeah, I did that yesterday. I can't be doing that 2 days in a row. Y'all might think I'm fucking weird or something. So I've got those. I've got boxes of these, and then I've got some. Also bought some sleepwear. It's a pinkish color. Jacob, what's up, man?
Hey, Jacob.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hey,
That
Jared.
I've listed them, and I hadn't sold any of them, so I figured I'd list those too.
So,
Are you on your way to kick somebody out of their apartment this morning?
slumlord.
If I was, would I tell you on the air?
Yes.
Yeah, you just
I probably would, wouldn't I?
wouldn't use their name.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. No, I just dropped all my post office packages off.
It's early in the morning. You got time to raise their rent this morning.
Already done.
Is Jacob our resident slumlord or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or something.
So he has a few of his own units, and he also manages quite a few for another company.
Oh, okay. That's a tough job.
Not too bad.
I
Not too bad.
It's a lot of legal though, because you really got to know what you're doing, or you can get in trouble pretty
Yeah.
quick.
For
There
sure.
was a
For sure.
there was a landlord down in Rock Hill where I grew up at, and if you hadn't paid by the 5th when you came home from work that evening, your crap was all out in your front yard. And then he would then he would when he went to court, then he would pay the fines and stuff like that. But he always said that the old saying, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would bury him. In this day and age, they would bury him for doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
They would come after you probably for probably 10x probably.
Mhm.
So that's like emotional distress, hardship, lost work. They get you for everything.
yeah, he controlled most of the rental property in Rock Hill, though he probably didn't really give a crap. You
Yeah.
would,
Well, that
you
and
might as
just
well move. You might as well plan on be moving out of town because you won't be renting nothing else in town.
yeah. Well, I've started an association here, property managers, property owner association, and it'll be that way pretty quick here.
A bad reputation and it'll follow you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It already does somewhat because there's only about 6 or 7 of us that
Right.
control probably 90% of it.
This is my last word. No!
No.
Um,
Yeah, I don't use that enough.
it's that's just a hard business, especially
Yeah.
coming out for what we've been at now. My next door neighbor has a house. Their house is a rental, and it went for a year and a half just sitting there. And he just said that they just did not, or actually Tammy said that she wasn't dealing with people right now, that they haven't had enough money in the bank that they didn't have to worry about the mortgage payment.
Yeah.
So it was just going to sit
Right.
vacant. Because she said, yeah,
Oh
and
yeah.
she's got a valid point. You have somebody that's got perfect credit, got a good job, and just come in and say, "Well, I don't have to pay rent because I don't have to pay rent," and then have to deal with that. So she said it's just easier just to leave it open. And then
Yeah. Yeah.
when they did put it on lease, up for lease, they had people, they had people, a lot of people that says, "I'll rent it. I'm gonna pay cash." And one guy said, "I'll pay a
Yeah.
year. I'll pay a year's rent up front." But she did some checking on him, and he has several offline gaming establishments. So she was afraid that there would be weekday poker games going on in her rental house. So
Yeah. 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 It's a big red flag if somebody says that they'll pay. If they say more than 2 months of rent ahead of time, it's always a red flag for me. And I mean, I'm not saying I won't ever take their money and accept them if everything else checks out. It sometimes it just means that they are really having a hard time finding something. But if they offer you more than 2, I'm like, nope, nope, not gonna happen. I'm not digging hard enough. I'm not seeing something. If they offer more than 2 months,
listen,
Especially some of those apartments that you inherited here lately. Those people, they're not that people that rent in that area don't have a year's worth of rent.
um,
correct, correct.
they rented,
Yeah, I do a lot of Section 8, so
right.
that helps me out a lot.
They have a nice, still have it's a nice 2-story house, and they were leasing it to a stripper,
Oh yeah, you told the story.
and
Ah,
she always paid it on time, always paid in cash,
always in cash.
always in
Sweaty dollar bills. Yep.
and
Sweaty dollar bills. Yeah.
so everything was going good, and she got a boyfriend, and he moved in with her, and they did all the paperwork to add him to the lease and stuff like that, and everything went to hell after that. To the point that one day her neighbor from where the rental's at called her and said, "Hey, man, you know, the police are out in front of your house. The helicopters are flying over the top of your house." Because apparently he had got a gun from someplace and was threatening to shoot her, and she called 911, and 911 came out there. Anyway, so they're turning on the TV and they're looking at the house from the air from the helicopter, and they had just had a new roof put on it. And
Oh.
Joe said, "Boy, the roof looks good though." So ended up
Yeah.
they ended up busting down the front door and all that kind of mess, and so she begged them to let her continue to rent there, and the stipulation was nobody else, because you were just doing just fine until you got a boy mixed into it.
Right. Right.
So she stayed there for a couple more years, and then she ended up buying a house when the economy went to hell around here, and you could buy $1 million houses for $400,000. She bought her a $1 million house for four
There
hundred
you go.
thousand.
There you go. Yeah.
That's a lot of dancing.
Well, she might have had some people come in there and tip her really well.
She might have had some of those monthly tippers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now you just dance in your own bedroom. You can go. You don't even have to leave your house anymore.
Right.
when we went to you you no, let's see, where was it? When we went to the Ukraine and we adopted our twins, when we were waiting to travel out to where the boys were at, and our facilitator and our translator took us out to a restaurant to eat, and it was a nice looking place, and they took us into a dining room, and we sat down and ate, and the food was good, but it had a runway in it, and it had a pole. I didn't say anything, but once Roberta and I got out, to where we were by ourselves, I said, "Was that a pole? Like pole dancing?" And she says, "I guess that's what the activities is in the evening."
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of foreign countries, that's just normal for a restaurant, for it to be a restaurant by day and other things by night.
Yeah. Felix. So, what's on your agenda today besides going and harassing the tenants?
We'll see. We'll see. There's a couple that haven't paid rent, and it's after the 5th, and so I gave them an extra couple of days because of the holidays and stuff. But I'll probably be posting a few letters, and I think I go play with my niece and nephew.
Right.
So you're not going to sign up for the new social media, the new social media site that comes online today for everyone.
What's that?
I think it's called Thread.
Oh,
It's Instagram or Facebook Meta. Their challenger to Twitter. I think if you can go through your Instagram and all your followers immediately show up on Thread if they're there.
The name is Thread.
Thread, yeah. I heard some. I was watching a podcast and I heard something about it this morning.
Hmm. That's interesting. I can't keep up with the ones I got. So,
Maybe it's not Thread. Maybe it's Threads with an S.
when does the new postal rate start?
The 9th. Yeah, it's with an S. Threads with an S.
yeah. Reds with an S. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard of it. Must not be that popular.
Well, it's just
Either that or
the
I'm.
official launches today.
I got you. I mean, usually when they launch something like that from a larger platform, they have a lot of hype about it. Who knows?
It's an Instagram app.
Yeah, I bet if you go through it.
I went and did a quick search. So, are y'all going to have to do much changing to your accounts to allow for the new USPS rates and
I don't
plans?
think I don't think I have hardly anything.
I noticed on mine last night when I was shipping that USPS all of a sudden dropped into the #1 spot for price for most things, versus UPS had been holding that spot for months.
That happened Monday. I went 29 or 30 and 0. All of them went to the post office.
Yeah, it was rather strange to see that, or at least from my experience, that a lot of it was trying to go USPS, which is fine. I do a lot of my shipping in the evening anyway, and so as long as you have your pickup request in by 3 a.m., they'll come get it the next morning.
Good morning, Beth.
Yeah, I hadn't started mine yet today. All right, now that we got a few people in here, I just did my YouTube short, but I'll give y'all a preview.
Oh God.
Oh God. Oh goodness.
If you were at a yard sale, would you pick those up?
Water guns?
Yeah.
I'd look at them at least. For $1.
They were $2.
Okay, $1 each.
I bought 4 of these for $2 each.
There you go.
When I looked them up, because a lot of the super soakers get expensive after they kind of retire them like other things.
Right.
They were $29 each on Amazon. I'm like, that's pretty decent. There were only a couple sellers. By the time I got them listed the next day, there was only me. And I'm like, but they sold that good at 29. How about I do 39? Somebody
there you go.
Somebody last night bought 3 of them. $119.68 for three 3-packs of water guns.
All right, they're gonna have a water gun war.
No, he's gonna sit on them for another couple of years and then sell them to some of his collector friends.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're going to a church, which is even weirder.
VBS probably. It is probably a water gun fight.
But you're paying almost $17 a piece for them. 16 or
no.
VBS.
Let's see where they're going. Yeah, they're going to a church. It probably is. She just works at the church. That's where she gets. She wants them delivered. I bet, so they don't get stolen. Is my guess.
Well, they'll stick them outside. I just don't think somebody's spending that kind of money for water guns for VBS, which is Vacation Bible School for those heathens out there that don't know what that is.
Probably Tammy Faye.
But Tammy Faye's dead. She died a few years back.
Yeah, so it just shows you.
All right, guys. I'm gonna head out.
All right.
Bye, Jacob.
Thanks for stopping by, Jacob.
All right. Yeah. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
It just goes to show you. You think you know everything. I knew about super soakers, so I knew to look them up. But how many people who are new to reselling, wouldn't think of, let's look up a water gun.
Yeah, I look at them. And some of the Nerf guns do good too.
A lot of Nerf guns are shit.
Yeah.
the super soakers are you're way more apt to find money in a super soaker versus a Nerf gun.
You know, years ago, happened to go into a Goodwill, and there was a Nerf. I guess it's a battle hatchet. It's got the long shaft on, and then the blades on it go out like this on both sides. It was the foam stuff. That sucker went for like $89.
The only thing I heard is you went to Goodwill and bought a shaft.
You're such a pervert.
I tuned out after that. I'm like, the old man has lost it.
Oh Lord. My,
Uh,
your nurse guns look really good. Look really real, Mr. Sadie.
but it's amazing, what's just out there. That was the guy who's selling. That was the yard sale that me and Harlan filled the van up at. So
What was you,
I bought. That's the one that had the hard drive in the box that I got listed for 98. Who knew the water guns were going to sell first? I only spent like 140, 150 there, and I've got 119 less my shipping and fees. So I've got what 90 of it back already,
yeah.
and full items of the tubs and tubs of shit that I bought.
What was he just downsizing or something?
Dad was having health issues and needed to make the house wheelchair accessible. So he said, just sell off all the stuff he had all this stuff in tubs and stuff in the garage and other places that like collecting and organizing and doing whatever, and just never got around to it. This was the guy who Harlan goes, how much are these metal detectors? He goes, I don't know. Give me $3 a piece for them. Is that too much? When he said that, I'm like, oh, damn, game on.
Did you say, I'm going to go back up my van right now?
We bought so much stuff, I had to back up the van to the driveway.
Well, that was good.
I mean, I bought just tons of Legos. I mean, I had to give him $3 for this.
Oh, you got robbed.
Come out and play. Oh. You sure about that?
Well, I was being sarcastic. You know what that means, don't you?
Are those new in the package?
No, but they're full. Oh, it weighs probably 6-7 pounds of Legos. All these little girl sets.
Did you put them all together yet?
No, I was waiting till I found a bra that fit, and so I could get into my character.
Okay.
So if you're a Lego seller, I bought a bunch of these older green ones. These things, look up just these things. Just the flat ones sell really good. I mean, easy to store, easy to ship.
People are crazy about those Legos. I got some from somewhere that were just in the bag. They had the model, they had a number on the bag. Yeah. Like somebody had opened up a big set and they had all the different like groupings of pieces in each bag. And I went online and found out what those numbers went and listed each one of those bags by themselves. And they sold real quick.
I'm trying to find the big ass tub of Legos. Oh, they must still be in the van. But I got a big box of just one whole tub of like the big green plates and stuff. It's start looking that stuff up on Parting Out Legos. I mean, it's a little tedious, but
Jacob has nothing else to do.
Right.
That's your son, Jacob, right?
Yeah, he's not making bread today.
What's he doing?
So look up green Lego plates. people have. All right, let's hit sold. They might. You got to be careful. They might sell through at like 700%.
700%. That's a good sell-through rate. How many millions of dollars worth of Lego parts have been thrown in the trash by Daddy, who's walked through that house at night barefooted?
Yeah. So here's someone who has the 8x16. They had a brown, yellow, and dark green and black. So four of them. They got $12 for them. I mean, just for four small plates. Here's the little bit bigger, the 16x16. I'm sorry, 5-inch by 5-inch, 16 dots by 16. Mixed colors. They had 6 of them. They got $16 for them. Here's somebody who got $5 plus 5 shipping for one. These plates sell. I'm telling you. Here's another one.
Are you talking about the green plates or flat pieces that you build from?
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely. I'm sure I got them. I'll find them. Damn it.
That's right, Lag. I got my sausage and cheese here.
That sounds good.
Oh. Dropped a piece of cheese. I guess that's Jenny's now.
Did you get up and make sausage and cheese egg biscuits this morning?
No, package of cheese and slices of summer sausage. I'm lazy.
I didn't know whether Gwen sent you out for breakfast this morning. She's so funny. I swear she is. She kills me with those little shorts she does.
She said you sent her a message.
Yeah, I told her, I said, you need to put those over on Facebook Shorts. She is a hoot. And she does it so well. But she says she's really a shy person.
She really is.
And I said, shy how? It's all an act, though, because she taught acting for so long.
She's not shy when she's acting.
Well, that's Scott. You know, Scott says he's a real introvert.
Yeah, do introverts really wear granny panties?
Yeah.
I guess they can.
That should have went viral. What did he do? Oh, he must have to go out to the van.
He went to go get some more crap out the van.
I paid $20. I paid $20 for this time. Did I get ripped off?
Darn, dude.
But it's this kind of stuff. The guy even looked at what the plates were. Look, these big, especially these real big base plates. They're worth.
No.
That's what we're talking about. Those plates right there. People get $5 plus 5 shipping for them.
Was that in a Ziploc that he put it in, or did you just open up the bag?
He put them in it.
Okay.
There's no telling what that one goes to. I'm sure I can find it just for the words. Keep clear. So some set.
That's probably the aircraft carrier.
I know it is. You know why I know that? You're exactly right. That's got to be an aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
But he had them all out in colors. There's a whole box of white. There's a bag of brown. There's the wings to a plane.
See,
Man,
if you don't have all the parts to that plane, somebody will want those wings because they broke their wing.
I mean, there's just Legos.
Thom earned his wings. He's got the headset to prove it.
I told you I'm not a pilot. I work part time for Time Life Books.
But there's no telling what values in that. I bet you can sell the bricks by the color. I've got 100 white bricks. I bet that sells.
Wow.
I might call them honky bricks.
Todd, I tried playing an air traffic controller game one time, and I was a nervous wreck, and it was a game. Nobody was going to die, but I was a nervous wreck because I'd have 6 or 7 planes in the air coming and going and trying to figure out what the hell to do with it. Those people, those real air traffic controllers, I don't know how much they make, but they don't make enough.
Oh yeah, video game. Thriller video games. I mean, you get your heart pumping and
Yeah.
adrenaline going, just like you're being chased by a real zombie or something.
They would have because things would pop up in play, like you would have a plane to like a small plane to try cross into the the airspace, and then you had to redivert all these planes and things like that around it, and it just I couldn't take it. I can
So
deal with the zombies, I can deal with jump scares, but that kind of thing was like it was continuous stress from the time you press start.
I don't know. You remember the first Lara Croft when that T-Rex jumped out at you and you were like,
I actually didn't play that game.
never saw it. So I've got 3 times as much of the Lego Bionicles as I do that. I've got 3 to 4 tubs of Lego Bionicle pieces.
Are you
dang.
going to back out Joni's car out of the garage and put you some tables out there so you can start sorting all this stuff?
Sure, I am. Johnny's car's not in the garage. Jacob's car is.
Okay, well tell Joni's move Jacobs out.
It's a convertible, and one of the windows won't go up until I fix it, so it ain't coming out.
Was that his mama's car?
His mama's car's in the driveway.
I know. I said, was that his mama's car at one time? She looks like she would be the kind of person with a convertible.
Have you met my wife and even talked to her for 5 minutes? She don't do anything in the sun. That's why she still looks like she's like 30.
Skin like a baby.
But there's there's games you might have seen some of the YouTube videos that they look like they're real airplanes crashing. They're Microsoft Simulator, Flight Simulator. There are people that play that game because there's a big network and they fly from say Charlotte to Los Angeles real time. And they've got to sit there at that stupid terminal, their computer, and fly that plane, or see after the controls and whatnot on it. I'm like, you guys. I mean, you really like flying. Yeah, Todd must be packing this morning.
So, you remember those Spidell watch bands I got?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I thought, man, do I really want to list these for $8.50 a piece? Yesterday, somebody bought 5 of them. Okay, there's $40. All right.
So how many you got left?
Oh, more than half of the ones I got, but I've already sold way more than what they cost.
Okay, so here's a question for you guys and for your audience. I tried to get this for $1, but they made me pay $5 for it. Would you have bought it for $5?
Is that an Apple keyboard?
Yep.
Yeah, if I look up the code on the back,
Okay, so I can save you the trouble. What's different about this keyboard?
You don't have a ring around, an edge around the outside of it.
Nope. Right here. See that right there? It's got Touch ID on it.
Ah,
That right there is where they'll log your fingerprint and Touch ID. Lag got it, Finger ID. That thing is worth it's worth $60 by itself.
well, I know nothing about Apple products.
Even if it'd be worth it in the low 30s if it was. That means it's the latest generation with the ID on it. But even the one without that on it, it's still worth $35. All the Magic Mouses and stuff. All folks pick those up. Every one I've ever bought and tested, they all work. They're easy to test. It charges with a lightning cable. When you connect this to your computer, you go into keyboards and it'll tell you the charge percentage on this thing. It was 0 when I bought it. It's 100 now, but and it's wireless. So since I had it connected, I'll turn it on now. Let's type in the chat, see how it does. Connected. There you go. It works.
you made me think about this thing I got in my death pile.
That's probably got a little bit of value to it because of the connection on it. And
Get the iPod dock.
right. So Samsung is, for those of you who don't do electronics, Samsung, their phones. I got one right here somewhere. Here it is. This guy here. This is an S21 Ultra. It has what's called DeX mode on it, and it'll wirelessly connect to a Samsung TV and a couple other brands, not Vizio, but and it becomes a mouse, and you can see your entire phone on the TV. So it makes it like your phone becomes a laptop computer basically, and so you just turn it sideways and control it, so you can watch your video. You can do whatever normally you would with a keyboard, because the keyboard will come up and you can type in. That's going to be a thing coming up. So right now, Samsung is the only one that does it. But the new Google phone coming out is going to do the same thing. The Google Pixel 8. Because, I mean, where are these phones going? These phones are so damn powerful now. And so many people, do you want a tablet or how about this phone that you can use on a monitor or a TV? That's going to be the push.
Well, I like the casting ability, which is what you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be really it's really good because if I can cast from my phone or from my tablet, I can view the YouTube videos that I watch.
Right.
And then if somebody else comes in, they're not they're not covered up with suggestions from whatever videos I looked at.
So Phil says it works slick with his S22. Samsung hooked through the Roku. There's so many things these phones will do, and I think that's going to be the focus of moving forward. Is when you've worn out, they can only get so much faster. They can only get so much whatever. How much better can the screens get? Sony has a 4K screen on their phones. How much better can the cameras get? They're already to the point where they'll take nearly as good as a DSLR. Um, so it's a matter of finding different uses. Um,
Have you seen? I'm sure you've seen. Is it Iron Man 2?
I don't watch movies. No, I have not seen it.
Okay, well there's a part where Tony Stark pulls out what looks like a phone, and he hacks into this. They're in a courtroom, and he hacks into their display where they've been showing videos of different weapons, and he starts casting from his phone. That's what it's going to get to, is where if you've got access to a device, you'll be able to cast anything that you want, any place.
That's one of the strengths of what I like about this iPhone is because I have Macs. Yesterday I was using the old one. I was using this guy. This is the XS Max, Johnny's old phone from, I don't know, it's 5-6 years old. I was taking my eBay and Poshmark pictures with it, and you come over here and hit two buttons, select them, and tell it the airdrop it to the computer, and then I'm sitting here with all my pictures, you know, and because just starting out on Poshmark, I didn't want to have to wear reading glasses and figure out Poshmark through a phone. I did it on the computer, and it was lag airdrop stuff to strangers. Nice. So the new ones come. So I run the beta, and so the interesting one now is if you have another iPhone, and once you're both on like iPhone, once they both get on 17,
Right.
say you went to a conference, Tom, and you and your new buddy Larry had both had iPhones, and you wanted your contact information from him. You know how you're going to share contacts. Put the
You
phones within proximity, and they'll exchange contacts.
Well, didn't someone have something similar to that years ago where you had to touch phones and it would work? I like that, Mike. I
It,
mean,
it
Mr.
doesn't.
Sadie.
My two phones just exchange contacts. It says, "Do you want to receive contact from here?
Am I back?
Yeah,
Share
you're
share
back.
share your no your contact. Sure, I'll receive it."
Wow. All of
That's
our
it.
electricity went off for a minute.
Wow. Good morning, Mike, by the way. But I like that, Mr. Sadie. I'm gonna have to share that with my nephew.
But that's all you're gonna do is iPhones is put them end to end or side by side, and they'll do a little. You'll see the little screen blink, and it'll say, "Do you want to accept a contact?" That's it. Um, it's pretty. I think that's pretty interesting.
Well, I've always liked the concept of if you've got an iPhone and you've got an Apple tablet or Apple computer,
It's the same on every one because it makes everyone the same.
it connects everything. You're not moving photos from one to the or files from one to the other. You
Yep.
just now here the what is it the software? I mean I want to say Open Office, but that's not what it is. Where you set the cloud, iCloud. I hear that kind of gets pricey if you start using up a lot of space, but
Yeah, it's $3 a month for me. I have the 200 gigs.
that's always I mean that's something that I always thought was nice is that you can, and I'm assuming Joni can access your photos on her iPhone.
Yeah, I've given her permission. The other nice thing is I like to share in location. So I don't get that call anymore. Where you're at? She can just look at her phone and know where I'm at. Same thing. Somebody want to know if my brother was still in Michigan, so he might be able to bring something back with him. And I was able to look at my phone because we share our location, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's is he in Michigan? He's in the UP. He is way in Michigan. And so yeah, I was able to know where he was and then call him and say, hey, pick this up.
He's up there by Sally.
No, he's home now.
Roberta, Joni's got Scott tagged. She's got his phone tagged so she can see where he's at.
She's got the password. Like I care what she does.
She's like,
got-
So I
Roberta said,
don't get these people that have separate bank accounts, separate everything. So yesterday, so I told you I'm a white girl on Poshmark. I use Joni's Poshmark account in order to change the email address because Poshmark emails you the label.
right.
So I need access to the email out here, and so I changed the email address to my business email address, and I needed a code off her phone. I go in there and she's asleep. I just log into her phone and get the code and took a picture of the screen and left. She's like, and when she wakes up, and I saw her in the kitchen, she's like, "Did you get what you needed from Gmail?" I'm like, "Yeah, I changed the email address." She said, "You changed the password to Poshmark? So if I order something," I'm like, "No, I just need to be able to print labels." And she's like, "I don't care what you do." She said, "I noticed it was on Gmail. I didn't even close it out." She's like, "I noticed it was on Gmail and Poshmark. I figured since you're out to play with it, you did something." It doesn't I feel they're both dramatically the same. I'm telling you, I've got Android, I've got Apple. Um, the biggest difference between whether if somebody asked me, should you get a Samsung or an Android phone or should you get an Apple phone? I have one question for you. What kind of computer do you use? If you use a PC, I would tell you to get an Android. If you use a Mac computer, I would tell you to get an iPhone. That's the difference right now. They both do the same thing. They both take wonderful pictures. They both do movies. They both will share back and forth with the computers. The differentiating factor is for these expensive phones is what computer do you use? Make your life easy, or it'll because with the way Apple shares. The Pixel and the Samsung have called up now, and they done a lot of work with Microsoft where they will share back and forth. It's called nearby share or something is what they're developing. So it'll drop between phones, and so it's going to do the same thing that AirDrop does. And Apple is actually released. I think next year, or the year after, they're releasing AirDrop technology to the rest of the manufacturers. They're probably going to say, "Hey, you can use our AirDrop for a price." But it's the biggest thing is what. Con artists use Apple.
I got iPhone, but I've got a PC. I don't have any trouble putting my pictures back and forth, but that's.
Well,
I just load them on. I just load my pictures on the desktop and then just pull from that to my listings.
it
Yeah,
just
but
seems like it'd be real easy, though.
Takes me about 5 seconds longer than what you're talking about.
So, do you take pictures with a phone or a camera?
Phone?
So, what do? You go through Google Photos to bring them down?
No, I just plug in my iPhone to the computer and then just drag the pictures to the desktop. Then as soon as I'm through with the listing, I just drag the photos from the desktop to the trash.
Yeah, I use this old phone to do it because I don't have that phone syncing photos to the cloud, and that way my iCloud account doesn't get clogged up with eBay pictures.
Right.
Yeah, I fax myself the pictures 24K.
The fax machine. People still use those things. Don't make fun of them. You might get one and sell it.
I'm just now getting to where I can't remember Morse code for the telegraph, so.
Don't encourage them, Todd. Don't encourage lag.
All this stuff that y'all are making fun of in the chat sells really good, by the way. Zip drives. Zip drives are really, really good money. Lag said he sold a fax machine. I've sold one this year. Fax machines are not bad things to pick up, folks. Look up the value of fax machines. there are still companies and people that use fax machines and require you to use it.
The hell you say?
Well, used to be legal transactions, they had to either be by fax or they had to be by actual post because it encrypts put that little code on the bottom of the fax, and that could be used as evidence from where it came from.
So Todd, when I was in a chat on Victoria's show, I
Uh-huh.
told him that I've been up since 6, but I was currently I was trapped in the recliner. That damn Franklin, he sleeps upside down all the damn time. He has a lot of cares and concerns that he just.
Why'd you get the IRS letter, Sadie? Sadie probably paid him too much.
He forgot to mail the check. So Phil, you're exactly right. He says it's special to DVD RW sell well. Any of those that are, if it's a new set of discs, and if they're new sealed, I buy them almost every time. DVD, CDs, they all have value. So certain ones like the RWs and the R plus, R minus, certain ones are harder to find than others.
So, Sadie, you sent your payment without the payment. Oh, well, there you go. That sounds like something I would do.
No!
Dude, you may need to send the payment with the payment. So you send them the purchase. You send them the voucher without the payment. That's great. Did they give you a fine for that, Sadie?
And so the other thing, so when people will get the chance to get iOS 17, which will be the new one, uh, testing it out, Siri is way better. So when I would use Siri, she would, she'd never get the words right. It'd all be screwed up. But the voice comprehension is much better because you do use Google Assistant, and it'd get it right every time. And the text to speech on Google was pretty good, and the text to speech on an iPhone was awful at best. It's dramatically improved now.
Sadie, there's probably 1 million people that do that every year.
I would bet. Felix, that's an easy way for you to get a new phone. You said you were in line behind your kids, so you only get one every fourth. If you get a plane ticket to Mexico and swim across the Rio Grande, when they pick you up, they give you a free cell phone.
And a check for living expenses.
So there you go. And no, you don't have to pay taxes either.
And a nice luxury bus ride.
Sorry, I had to talk to the boss lady. Which it's 10:02. I need to get out of here. I got to see about transferring a car to my son.
Oh man, the fun is ending.
Damn
Get
it.
him on his own insurance. So by dropping one car and one kid off of our insurance, hopefully it'll come down enough that Roberta and I can take another cruise. But anyhow, thanks for coming in. Y'all check out Todd's channel in the morning.
Hey, watch my video today. I'm putting that video up about the in just a minute about the 8-track player.
Be sure and
Okay.
if you're not subscribed, if you are not subscribed to Scott's channel, you got to, because just for the BS he posts that are funny as I'll get out. What is
What's
that?
wrong with this picture?
I can't see it.
Well, on the back of the van that's being hauled, it says, "This van is electric and better for the planet,"
Oh,
but it's being hauled by a diesel truck.
on a flatbed.
And, for those of you who don't know, Tesla is crooked. So if you don't watch a channel called Rich Rebuilds, Rich Rich is real big into salvage cars and making all kinds of crazy electric cars and stuff. But he has a viewer who bought a salvaged Tesla, and basically this is a Model 3. He replaced the front fender hoods and stuff, and that's all he did, nothing else, and the car is fine. And so he checked on it, and it still showed the car's under warranty because it needed a couple things fixed. And so he that weren't involved in the little bitty collision they totaled it for. He took it to a Tesla service center. They said, "No problem, we'll fix it." Well, when he got back 2 days later, he gets back. He goes, "So we fixed your car, but they flagged your car as a salvage, and so you don't have a warranty. You've got to pay." And so, but they had told him up front that it was free. And so the service manager goes, "You know what? I'll work this out. There's no charge. We'll file it and we'll take care of it." So him and his family went on vacation 7 hours away. In the middle of the vacation, Tesla decided that until they inspected the car and deemed it worthy, it was no longer allowed to charge or anything else on their station, and they wouldn't give it the ability to find chargers. That's where
Ooh.
they took it. And so this guy is 7 hours from his house with a car that will only charge with a 110 outlet. So that's what 2 or 3 days to charge this damn car. He had to have it towed home. Yeah, that's the problem with electric cars, folks. Do you technically own it after you pay thousands and thousands of dollars? Because
I guess
they think
not.
they own the software and can control anything you do. Man, give me my gas guzzler.
Well, that's just it. They're great for running around town, and if you're sitting in traffic where just sitting there idling and burning gas, I can see that that would be advantageous. I'm still not hip on like jumping in one and heading to Scott's house, which is
Lag,
8 hours away.
but there is a right to repair these things, and he bought the car from the insurance company. Um, so if you go and buy a car that's been deemed, man, an insurance. If y'all know anything about insurance, they'll total the car just not to deal with it. If you raise enough hell, they'll total anything for the most part. And when they just send them to auction, they're done with them. It doesn't just because it says it was totaled doesn't mean hell. My truck out the driveway was totaled. It needed a new bumper and 30 minutes on the frame machine to fix the one side. That's it. That's all it took. $500.
My dad years ago bought a Dodge Aspen, and it had like I don't know what it had a kick-ass engine in it. That thing would fly. Anyway, we were going down the road, and my uncle was a mechanic, and I was driving, and my dad was sitting in the back seat, and my uncle was in the front seat, and he said, "Tom," he said, "nobody's coming. Get straddle of the center line." And my dad's like, "What?" And he said, "Get straddle of the center line." That car had been wrecked at some point, and nobody ever knew about it because it was running kind of at an angle down the road. So once I got, sitting on the center line, he could see that the car was not running straight down the road. And we took it back to his shop, and he put it because he was a mechanic, and he put it up on his machine, and that thing was the back end of it was running about 2 inches to the left of the front end. So we Dad bought it from a reputable Ford dealership, which he bought all his vehicles from, and he took it back to him and was talking about it. And he said, that's really dangerous. And the owner of the franchise got involved in it because he was like, yeah, somebody did not check that car out, and that could have cost us to lose everything. Somebody could have got killed and cost us to lose everything that we have.
See,
So
that's
they sent that thing to a some facility down in Georgia, had it shipped down there. They put it on a machine and straightened the chassis back out on it, and it was fine after that. But that was the weirdest thing.
yeah. So let's try an experiment. Everybody's going to go electric cars, and we want to see how long it takes for Felix's arm to burn off when he has to wear a Timex. But no, but seriously though, do some research. The some of the top countries in the world that are invested in electric are the Saudis. They're you know what's the best way? If own the competition.
Well, that's just what you do. You buy. It's like Mr. Gates. He's involved in anything. I mean, everything, and he controls what gets out there. He controls what gets out there into the market and what doesn't.
Yeah, remember he was talking. Was it yesterday about they own Sear and Lucid? Yeah, they're hedging their bets. That's pretty damn smart.
Well, they just know that sooner or later that oil's not going to run out, but the need for it's going to drop drastically.
That oil ain't running out. We're a bunch of communists.
All right, I gotta go. I gotta go see about getting this kid taken care of here. So.
Yeah, I got to go slay the Lutherans.
Oh, that's right. It's time for you to go see your girlfriend. Stop and get them some sweet rolls now.
I got to spray some Aramis on, and
And I need to spend the morning playing with underwear.
I hear you. Todd, get your high karate out. Put it on.
high karate. Brute. I still got some brute left.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good day. Check out Todd tomorrow.
English leather. Next.
English leather.
That's it.
That's next week. Next week is the English leather.
Stetson. That was a big one. I had Stetson. All right. We'll see y'all later. Have a great one.